All right, picking up right where we left off, my family came home and the dog started barking, so we were gonna have a problem there. But I feel like I can't continue off video because I'm so excited after, 30 plus years of handling knives to be checking out Spyderco's for the first time. So let's just clean up this scene a little bit. We're gonna take some of this out of here. And so what do we have here? We have two Spyderco Para 3s, and the reason I have those is because these are highly recommendable as pocket carry knives. DLT did their job, got them to me quick and easy as usual. But before we jump into those, and I'm definitely going to spend most of the time on that, what we got here was a tactile turn pen. I've heard a lot about this. This is the unboxing of that as well. And yeah, very similar but different finish from the tactile knife. Interesting, it came a little end on it. That's pretty cool. I hadn't even seen a review of this, to be honest, but that mechanism is pretty fidgety and cool. So you have to kind of pull it down against the spring, and then you can pop it back out. Different angle here. So yeah, excited about this. I do a lot of work meetings and stuff, and this is gonna up my game. And it feels really nice for writing. It's nice and wide. They do have a thin version also, and a short version, which would also actually be really nice for the backpack. Maybe we'll even get another one with a short, but very nice, very nice. Excited about that. Thanks to the Tactile Turn Company for making that, and you're welcome for buying it. Titanium, and it has that Damascus bolt that can go where the other one is. I coughed up a couple extra bucks, $20 item. So that'll go with that guy. Let's get this out of here. And then let's bring our new lady back out here. The titanium 80-20.5. Such a cool knife. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put these guys in here for a second, and then I'll go into some more of my initial impressions on a Spyderco. We're gonna see what we got from the Demko team. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. I should probably be doing like 4 or 5 different videos here, but see, this is what I thought I got in the other one. I know in one of my other videos I said I thought I had that, but anyways. Actually, it looks like it's a little dirty. It's kind of funny. Look at that. It's a little dirty there, like it's been used almost. Maybe just from being around the knife or something. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I don't know if it's maybe just the inside material in here or what. Anyway, I had seen this on so many videos kind of being compared with this here, and it just felt like a color and format I was really interested in as more of a pocket carry for me. So we'll see if it ends up manifesting itself in that light. But wow, God, I've mentioned this a few times, but they make such a pretty blade, and you can see really the difference. Right, 3V, oh, maybe you can't on camera. It's not a huge difference. It's actually very similar looking now that I'm looking at it. Little, but one's a 3V blade and one's the AUS 10A. I also have a D2 and 2 other AUS 10As and 2 more of these guys, but we'll pull out and do a Demko video at some point. But wanted to kind of get this for a comparison because I do not carry a black knife, as I mentioned in some other videos. I like a black on black as like a style thing, but for like a carry and use and wear, wow, that one really came super ready to go too. You've seen me now open a couple of these, or at least one of them, I guess, for the first time, and this one is the best I've gotten out of the factory, like in terms of just like, assuming it's solid. Let's take a look. Yeah, solid. All of his knives are just so solid. Really cool knife. Love the sheep's foot. This is, yes, this is like, these two are going to be competing for EDC along with the Spydercos here. Get on this side of the camera because I'm blocking my light here today. And it's very interesting to compare. Gosh, I really like this. So what do we get on the Spydercos? A regular, I don't know if you call it regular, but the new Paramilitary 3, which recently just came out in S45VN. Before it was like, I think S35 or S30V, S30V. And now it's S45VN, so wow, super excited. I thought that was part of what kind of got me over the edge, is the S45VN is just so exciting. I don't have any knives in S45VN, I don't think. Maybe my Chris Reeve. I do have one Chris Reeve. But anyways, this in the G10 handle, just, there's so much right about it. As many have pointed out, love the golden Colorado USA Earth. Love that little spider. Nice and sharp from the factory. This is just a really good feeling knife in hand. Like, feels like someone came over and measured my hand and then gave me this knife. Just as efficient, the choke up. Super efficient the way you can use it. And obviously, like, having a blade like this, even though I don't like the point, you know, I prefer this kind of less pointy, or a, you know, a nice, like, I like the Benchmade in terms of like a less scary looking, and also some of the functionality and strength. But there's some advantages of being able to have, you know, a more narrow, or, you know, shorter, I guess, versus taller blade, because you can use it for different parts of the knife for different things. So you can see they just have that really consistent grind the whole way, really consistent edge, whereas most other knives are going to have some variation, similar to these guys, along the way. All great knives, don't get me wrong, they all have advantages and disadvantages depending on what you use them for, how you use them, etc. But I cannot knock the functionality. There's also a really nice, like, effective blade length here for how long the knife is. You get a lot out of it. I really like the choil. Like, of all of the small choils, I felt that one feels less like I'm going to slip into the knife than almost any one that I've worked with. It has a little, not only does it have the jimping there, it has like a little lip. Whereas something like this, if you want to get into that, you can't. You're basically on the blade there. You know, size-wise, if you put where the blade starts to where the blade starts, the blade lengths are actually very similar, which is what drew me towards this, is not having this extra length here in the pocket. But I've already seen that this is going to feel good in the pocket. This is definitely the heavier of these two, but that G10 just feels so good. I don't know, I might have to gravitate that way and just get you know, get the right pocket clip for it. I did off camera throw this into my pocket. I'll do it again here. And of almost all the pocket clips I've worked with, that might be one of the easiest in and out for something that actually does feel solid. They're really smooth. Really like the fact that it's just so minimalist and lightweight. You know, it looks more like a tool than a knife. So love the deep pocket carry on the lightweight Para 3 lightweight. This is what this other knife is, a Para 3 lightweight. Now, drawback, depending on how you use it, like for what I'm using it for, it's probably fine, it would last me a long time. But, you know, the BD1N steel, it's good. It's a good, like, well-balanced steel, well-reviewed. You can see how quickly, even just in like the very little bit of time I've been using these Spydercos, they're already like dropping shut. And I do love the opening, and the closing has to be one of my favorite for like consistency that I've ever felt on any knife. I've never felt one where I felt so confident of what I was going to get based on what